Hi, welcome to Statistics Made Easy. The objective of communicating with you through this video or our channel is to make learning easier and clarifying the fundamental concepts in statistics. Through this video, we shall cover the fundamental statistics, that is descriptive statistics, wherein we will review central tendency and its types. This lecture covers arithmetic mean and its properties. Measure of central tendency provides information about its location in a group. It is a single number that describes the characteristics of entire data set. There are various types of central tendencies, namely arithmetic mean, weighted mean or weighted average, median and mode. Through this video, we will cover arithmetic mean and weighted mean, and for median and mode and other central tendencies, kindly review our next video. Sample mean is denoted by x bar, which is nothing but a summation of all xi's I ranges from 1 to n divided by total number of observations. Consider a data set with observations as 12, 36, 56, 16, 20 and 24. We can find out a mean of this by simply adding all the observations and dividing it by total number of observations. This can be done through Excel also in a simple way. So if you if you add all the observations, that is summing up all the observations and getting a count of all the observations, which is 6. So this sum divided by total count is equal to mean. An Excel formula also is there, you can directly use as so directly through Excel formula also it is matching, and through mathematical calculations also it is matching. So arithmetic mean applies to interval and ratio data. For example, we have height in centimeter. Anything which we can quantify, like height, width, weight of individuals. So here we can find out arithmetic mean or average of this data. However, for nominal data or ordinal data, which is in the form of qualitative observations like low, medium, high, even if we denote low by 1, medium by 2 and high by 3 and try to find out arithmetic mean, it will be irrelevant. So properties of mean. Mean is affected by each and every value in the data set, including the extreme values also. So previously we were having this data set. If we change one of the observations, let's say example 12 is changed to 17, so arithmetic mean will be affected. Earlier mean was 27.33 and now the new mean will be 28.17. Similarly, arithmetic mean is affected by change of origin also. If we add 10 to all the observations, so each observation is added by 10, so 12 is become 22, 36 has become 46. Likewise, so mean will be addition of all the numbers divided by total count, which is equal to 37.33 as against our earlier mean 27.33. So mean also is changed by 10. Further, mean is affected by change of scale. If we divide every number in earlier data set by 4, then the new observations or a new data set will be 3, 9, 14, 4, 5 and 6. So the mean will be addition of all the observations dividing it by total number of count, which is equal to 6.83. So previous mean was 27.33 and this mean is 6.83, which is exactly divided by 4. So thus arithmetic mean is affected by change of origin and change of scale. Yet another property of mean is algebraic sum of deviations of a set of values from their arithmetic mean is 0. So again, if we subtract 27.33, which is a mean, from all the observations and add all the observations, we are going to get a 0. So 12 minus 27.33 plus observations, you are going to get 0. A mean of grouped data. Say consider a group data wherein we have a class interval prepared in the form of 10. So 10 to 20 we have got 4 observations, 20 to 30 we have got 5, 30 to 40 we have got 19, 40 to 50 we have 12. Likewise we have total 64 observations. So for finding out a mean of such data, we have to get a formula x bar, which is equal to summation of fi mi's divided by summation of all the frequencies fi. So consider this table. Here class interval is available, so we have to first of all find out a class midpoint of the class interval will come in Excel. Interval 10 to 20. So midpoint of this is nothing but addition of extreme boundaries, 10 plus 20 divided by 2. Likewise here 20 plus 30, 20 plus 30, which are the extreme limits interval, which is equal to 50. And if you find out a mean of this by dividing it by 2, total number of observations, you can get 25, which is a class interval. Likewise we have to find out a class interval for all the class intervals. So midpoint of class intervals we have found, frequency is already there, we just have to find out this product fi mi's. So 4 into 15 is 60. Likewise all the observations are multiplied, the sum of all the observation is taken, and here also we have to sum all the observations, so that we have sigma fi. So all frequencies, the summation of all frequencies is available, and summation of all fi mi is also available. So as per our formula, fi mi divided by fi is a mean. So this is 2940 divided by fi are 64. So your mean for group data is 45.93. Weighted average is denoted again by x bar, which is summation of all wi xi I ranges from 1 to n divided by total weights, that is wi. Here xi is a data value and wi is a corresponding weight assigned to it. Consider an example wherein a medical student or a student want to get admission to a medical college, wherein physics, chemistry are denoted or given a weight as 0.4 and biology is assigned a weight as 0.6. So let's compute the weighted average if the student has scored 91, 94 and 99 marks in physics, chemistry and biology respectively. So weighted mean will be simply multiplication of marks obtained in a particular subject into a respective weight of that particular subject. So for example 91 is a marks obtained in physics, weight assigned to physics is 0.4. So product of 91 into 0.40 plus chemistry marks are 94 and weight is same again 0.4. So 94 into 0.4 plus 99 are my biology marks, and you just have to multiply it by biology weight, which is 0.6. So adding this thing divided by total number of total of these weights. So 0.4 plus 0.4 plus 0.60 will lead to answer 95.28. So this was about mean and weighted average. For next parts like mode and median, we will cover in the next videos, along with some other descriptive statistics, and most importantly hypothesis testing also will be coming up very soon. Thank you. Share and subscribe our channel and continue the learning with us. Thank you.